Hey guys, this is the Budget EG motor. We've changed the motor and I went ahead and decided to change the transmission as well. So we're going to have to change over from our Accord countershaft speed sensor to an RSX vehicle speed sensor. Welcome to VTEC Academy. You're about to get schooled. If you're following along with Budget EG, you may know that we built a TSX-headed K24A bottomed-in engine for our Budget EG. This is hopefully going to get over 200 horsepower. I decided since we're going for more of a performance engine, I'd go for more of a performance transmission. I had this RSX transmission with LSD and I decided to use it. Now, it's a little bit different. So instead of a countershaft speed sensor, this uses a vehicle speed sensor. That's on the back side. If you recall, the countershaft speed sensor from our Accord transmission was on the front. This is a connector for the countershaft speed sensor. It uses a 5-volt power, a signal ground that goes back to the ECU, and it also uses the blue signal wire, which goes back to A18 on our A-plug at the computer. Now, this, although it might work if we connected it to the VSS, it's not really correct. This has a 5-volt signal and we want a 12-volt signal. So what I've done is I've already tapped into a black-yellow wire in our harness right here, and this is going to be the power for a VSS. I also found a black wire, which is a ground wire, connects to the G101 ground that usually bolts somewhere on the head or on the intake manifold. That's tapped into it as well. That is going to be our ground wire. And next I need to tap into the signal wire. So taking our countershaft speed sensor, we find the blue wire right here, and I've cut this small blue wire that will reach down with all the others, and I need to splice it in to this blue wire. So I'm going to show you how that works. Start off with some wire strippers. I'm going to use the 18 gauge, 20 gauge opening. That's the one all the way down here at the end. And I'm going to basically just use it to cut through the insulation. Once I do that, I'm going to just kind of pull it and get it loose. Okay, you can see a little bit of bare wire there. Now what I'm going to do is go ahead and slice that open. Oh, this is always fun. And then peel that off. Now what I've done is I'm exposing about 1/4 inch of the wiring harness here, and we're going to splice into that. You can solder it, but what I like to do is something a little bit different. This is the female spade connector you would use for doing a relay. I like to cut off the end, and now I'm going to use this to crimp my new wire and old wire together. I'm going to expose about the same amount of wire, like that. Now I'm going to take my crimps and put this over that. I'm going to feed the wire in from this side. And I'm going to crimp it down. Now what I've done is I've crimped the 2 pieces of wire with the smaller side of that. Now I have the big side up there. I'm going to use a slightly larger size crimper. Crunch it down. And this larger side is actually going to hold the 2 insulation pieces together. Now all they need to do is tape that up and it'll be ready to go. By the way, I highly recommend these crimpers right here. These are IWIS 1428Bs. They actually have 3 different sizes of wiring that you can crimp together. I tend to use, on K series, I use the 2422s quite a bit and also the 2018s. But it also has these round holes right here, and that's for crimping just insulation on. We'll use those in a minute when we crimp on our connector on the end. Now this is done. We're going to go ahead and tape it up. You want to be careful when you're taping things. You don't want to stretch the tape on, because when you stretch the tape on after you're done, it actually will recede a little bit and it won't grip quite as tight. Also, start at the thin end and then tape it towards the thicker end. And because you're going to be grabbing 2 wires, the tape will naturally want to work its way up there, and you can get it nice and tight and waterproof, and just smooth it on rather than stretch it on. Okay, now that's ready to go. We're going to lay that in there. We're going to take our 2 wires, bring them out right here, and bring them down to our connector. So we're going to trim all 3 of these to the same length. Let's put some tape to hold it all together there. All right, trim to the same length. They reach down there no problem. Next, we're going to crimp on our connector. This is our vehicle speed sensor connector. You can buy these new. There'll be a link in the notes. These are the terminals that go on, and these are the insulators. There will be links to buy all that stuff new in the show notes. I usually get these used because I've got tons of harnesses from old swaps and stuff like that. Just clean them up nice, make sure there's a rubber insulator in there, and make sure you use rubber insulators on top too. One of the things that's kind of wild about these is I've seen on numerous occasions the water will get down into the vehicle speed sensor, it'll rust off those little pins, it'll stop working, and your car stops going into VTEC. So you want to make sure you use insulators. First things first, we slide the insulator on. We strip back about 3/16 of an inch of wire, grab our terminal, we're going to use the smallest one since this is only a 20 gauge wire. Crimp it down. Next, slide our insulator in, and we're going to use the smaller of the 2 circles. Crimp that, and now we have a nicely crimped terminal. All right, rinse and repeat, or strip and repeat. One of the things I'm constantly doing is stripping them first, then putting these on, which is a mistake because then the little wires jam you in the finger. All right, all 3 crimped on. Now, I should have put this on beforehand. 3 wires is about the max you can put in there at any one time. They are through. And now we're going to install a connector. The connector, this is a female connector, so the way it's numbered is clip up, 1, 2, 3. In position number 1 goes our black ground wire. In number 2 goes our power wire. And number 3 goes our signal wire. All 3 are in. Make sure they're seated properly. And then we install the lock. This prevents them from backing out. Ready to go. Alrighty. Time to tape it up. Okay. The VSS connector's on there. We're all switched over. Time to wrap this harness up and get it on the engine so we can get it inside the car. I have wrapped up the harness all nice and neat. Everything plugs in, everything reaches. This is probably going to sit like this, and I decided just to take the CSS and just kind of tuck it out of the way and tape it up to the harness so it's not grabbing a hold of anything. So we're ready to put this thing back together. And now we have vehicle speed sensor with the option to switch back to a countershaft speed sensor if someday I find an Element all-wheel drive transmission and decide to go all-wheel drive. Anyway, guys, thanks very much for joining us for another episode of VTEC Academy. Please like and subscribe, and I will catch you next time. Thank you very much.